Okay guys, welcome to my first episode in my career mode. I'm going to go through the whole game with you guys, going right through the game. First up is the novice events. I missed one out on this. Before this race there was just a little time attack to get used to the track. It was a track I didn't know, so I did that. Got used to the track, it was at one go. Pretty easy track to learn. Then it was straight into the race. Theatre bar 500. Against, I think it was 8 AI opponents in this race, so it wasn't a big race. But thing I've noticed straight away with this game is the front wheel drive little hot hatch cars really do handle well. They handle what they should do in real life. I've actually had a few reasonably fast front wheel drive cars, ranging from a Clio 172 to a Megane, a bit bigger than the hot hatch, obviously a Megane 225 up edition, and the torque steering and the feeling you get through the wheel on this really does replicate well what you get in real life. It feels really nice to drive these road cars. Coming from a lot of other games where road cars don't seem to be too well represented. Obviously, games like Drive Club did it. I think they did road cars really well, but it was a bit of an arcade game. It wasn't. They're not a full-on simulation like this. This has really nailed the simulation aspect of a road car so far, from what I'm getting, along with obviously the race cars that I tried in earlier videos. And one thing you'll notice on this video is as well, the AI seem to be less suicidal compared to like project cars, where they're on the first corner it's carnage. So far on this, they seem to be, from what I've experienced, they seem to be really well behaved. They know when to go for an overtake, they know when to back off, they seem to give you space on certain corners. They do make mistakes, they don't all follow the same line. I mean, they're not overly stupidly fast. Obviously I've got it on Alien here. There was one on the next event that is really fast, but you can see that they're competitive to say. I mean, some people are going to struggle to beat them on Alien, obviously, but I think most reasonably good drivers will eventually beat the Alien drivers. Not on every event though. I think some of the events they seemed really fast, but you'll notice how well behaved they are. They feel like more of a enjoyable experience racing. Let's just say that I had great fun in the first 5 events. I've really enjoyed the racing the AI cars. Obviously this was just a little track. I didn't know the track before I went on. As I say, I was doing the you get a time attack before this event, which is this car on this track. You learn the track, then you put into a race, which is a really good idea that they do that, because it gives people the chance that you see we had a big moment there, got on the grass, just saved it from losing it there, nearly lost it, but managed to keep first place. And then it was just about building up that rhythm, because as I say, it's not a track I know. Considering literally a 5 minutes practice before, I did get to used to the track, and obviously the AI are on Alien, which is their version of the hardest setting, so I did reasonably well, out in the lead, and actually won this race. Another good track. This is a full version of this track I really enjoyed. You'll see that in I think it might be possibly the next career race that I've got coming up after this one. I think it was in the Alfa Romeo, which is again a front wheel car, but it's a little bit more powerful, but doesn't handle as well as these cars. But what I really like about what they've done is they always seem to put you in a time attack before the race in that car or a similar car. So we go over the line in first place, won the race, and we're going to move on to the next race now. I think it might be a time attack that's shown here, where I'm just going to show you one, like literally a full lap here now. I think it was the last little bit before I ran out of time on the time attack. Obviously I could have done much better. This was my first go on the time attack, but it was coming up to the last lap. We're in a slightly faster car, doesn't handle quite as well as the bar 500. See there, we take a bit of a wide apex but get a really good exit on the corner. This is the full version of the track now. I think this track may be in Forza, not 100% sure, but I remember from Forza it seemed to ring a bell some of the corners, but I don't know if that's just myself. It may have been in it. It rings a bell, but it's a great little idea. You see now basically what it is on the time attack. It's like any time attack. You get set every sector, you get time increased, and obviously the faster you do that sector, you get more points. So it's about how far you get bonuses as well, I think, for how long you've lasted. So you can see we were on quite a good lap here. We were up. Luckily we were up, because you can see there the time left. I think it got pretty close to running out of time on the sector. Yeah, down to 0.5 seconds pretty much, and we managed to just make that. And we just get over the line for the making this final sector. But I really enjoyed this track, especially with this car. It felt really fun to drive. And after this, we have a race where we're driving this car. It puts you in a race where we're driving this car. There's one other person in this car, and when he's on Alien, he is literally flying away from me. There's not much. I mean, obviously, I'm running default setup on all these, so I'm guessing with a few setup changes, I'd be able to beat him. But we were racing one of these, and the other cars were just all the Fiat 500s, and it was a really fun race against them. But like I say, no setup changes. I think I had too much fuel in for the race as well, as you'll see in a minute. I'll just leave you guys with the race to watch without me rambling over so much, and then we'll move on to the final time attack event in the novice events. But we're about to run out now of time. I think we nearly made the middle sector, as you see. I was really pushing as hard as I could now, because I could see that the time was going to be a little bit close, and we were down on our best lap. So I chucked it into this corner in third gear instead of second, then downed it to second gear. I think I might have even gone in first gear here, did I? Did I go? No, I stayed in second gear in this car. It was in the later car, started going in first gear there. But over the curbs nicely and got on the pile nice and early. We gained quite a bit of time through them corners. You can see we're actually up, but I think we just missed out on the split timing now. As you can see there, we literally, it was there and we just missed out by milliseconds. So we were close to getting quite a higher score. I think I'd be able to get well over that if I had another go and obviously changed a few setup things. But obviously first go on a track is never going to be the best. So the lights are out now and we'll go for the race. As you can see there, they get a little bit better start because they're obviously in a lighter car. This car I'm in though has a lot more grunt, so top end and obviously an acceleration through third, fourth gear, it's a lot faster. But as you can see again, you'll see how well behaved the AI seem to be again on this race. They give me space, they don't cut me up. Even there's a gap there, go for it. There's no like issues with hitting anyone. On project cars, for example, I'll have races against the AI and just bumping into them. They're cutting you up, they're causing crashes. In this, they seem to be much more well behaved and a lot more fun to race with. Obviously, I don't know how fast they are yet because obviously I haven't tried setups, but the car that was the same as me, you can see him, he's just out there in the lead. I think it was the same car as I was in. I couldn't really tell because he just shot off into the distance. But I'm guessing even with a setup, he would have been quite hard to beat with on the alien level. But with a setup, I'm guessing obviously with a bit of practice and getting used to the game, I'll be a lot faster. You can see there we easily got past that the Fiat there, 500, because obviously the power advantage we've got. And we're coming into the corner third gear, I'm chucking it in. I started getting used to this track a little bit more with this car and started to enjoy the track a bit more. These corners were really a struggle in this car though, because obviously it understeers and it's a bit heavy. I had to really try and like get it in. You can see I was pushing a little bit too hard. I was obviously going left, right. It's quite a hard set of corners for this car, but it was really enjoyable tracking this car in this event again, chasing down the cars in front. It was really fun. So what I'll do is I'll leave you guys with the rest of this video until we get to the next event, and you can enjoy the race as it goes on and listen to the engine sounds, etc., and get a bit more of an opinion on what you're seeing in the game. Okay, so I've come back now because there was actually a little bug that happened here. Obviously, I have not got the day one patch, so these little bugs could disappear. But you'll see now we're on lap 5 of 5. The AI are also on lap 5 of 5. They haven't gone over the finish line, but watch what they do. I noticed it when I was looking in the mirror and I was baffled by it. Obviously, we're going onto the last corner into the start straight, and all the AI cars are pitting and not going over the line. I think I nearly would have got first place, but it just ended just before I overtook him. So he obviously gets first. He still got first place, so it didn't affect the result of the race. But it's a little bug that I hope gets sorted, because that could have ruined the race. To be honest, but in the end, it didn't make much of a difference. But as you can see there, it was a great little race against the AI, and I had fun in that race, considering there was only 8 cars on the grid. So the next event we had up was in I think it was a BMW E30, the old style BMW, and it was a time attack event again. And we're going to jump to, I think it was one of my faster laps, and again it was towards the end when I was running out of time. This car was, it just so much fun compared to, like I say again, Project Cars. I don't want to I'm not slating Project Cars, because Project Cars is an amazing game, but the road cars, in my view, on Project Cars are don't seem to behave as good as Assetto Corsa. The race cars are brilliant in Project Cars. I'll never fault them for that, but the road cars I think need a little bit of work in Project Cars. But hopefully, from what I've heard, Project Cars 2, the road cars will be much better anyway. So interesting to see how that happens. But as you can see now, we're in a car with a bit more grunt, and the engine sounds on this car are much better. You can hear the backfire, and I really like the engine sounds. It's a little bit too much tyre screech for my liking, but you can change that down in the options menu, which I showed you on a previous video. There is an option to lower the tyre noises, so since this video I've actually lowered them down, so in the future uploads you might notice a bit less tyre screeching, but the engine sounds what I really like. You can really hear the backfiring of the car. As you can see here now, this car is a great fun car. This would be a brilliant car for online racing, I think, for road car online. It really handles well. You get a good feeling of when you can slightly get you can actually get a little bit of a drift going in this car and power out of corners. It's great fun. So obviously we have a really good setup. I can only imagine how fun this car would be. I'm really liking every car I've tried so far. I've really enjoyed. And obviously I think this was coming up to, was this the final lap? I think we actually got to basically the same point again on this lap. We got over the line just about. You can see I think we scraped over the line just in time. Did we? Yeah, we literally 0.2 of a second from not getting to that point. It was really enjoyable. That's what I really like about this time attack mode. You just find yourself pushing every corner just to get to that next split. I was just short on this next sector again, but it was great fun. Really enjoyed the first little bit of my career mode. It definitely feels more in terms of career and the single player. It does feel a little bit more enjoyable than certain other games. And one thing I will note is it seems like all the cars are unlocked for like hot lapping. You can pick any car you want, a bit like Project Cars. So it's got the career in there. It's got the cars that are already unlocked. So in terms of single player, really enjoyable so far, and I'll get the next videos uploaded to you guys very shortly. Hopefully tonight I'm going to get back on and go through another big chunk of races, and then I'll just upload obviously the best highlights. Obviously first night on, I just wanted to get as much footage for you guys as possible and give you as much to view. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and check out my future videos. Thanks a lot guys.